Hello, I'm here. Hey folks, how we doing? Welcome in. Sorry to keep you all in the dark about today. I am back in the office, having been on a little excursion this morning. Went up to London and back, so I had to get up very early, and I've done a bit of traveling, and so I don't have the energy to stream Minecraft today, but I've got the energy to hit things with a hammer, so we're going to play some Elden Ring. Hope everyone's well. Happy Tuesday. We'll be back to regular stream stuff on Thursday, so no worries. If you're missing Minecraft, it'll be back very, very soon. And we'll probably get a bit of recording done tomorrow. But in the meantime, yeah, I need to hit stuff with this, because this is a really good weapon I've discovered. I've discovered this is a very, very fun weapon to use. Interestingly enough, this as a rune farm, I think works slightly better than the bird farm, because sometimes these Albinorics end up with glowing eyes, and that means you get like 12,000 runes just from one of them. Like that. And they're pretty easy to take out several at a time. So I've been farming runes this way instead of killing the bird over and over again. In fact, as you can see from the bow being on my back, sometimes I've killed the bird and fought the Albinorics, which is a little bit silly. I think that one did just go off the cliff, so that's fine. Anyway, that's been getting us some runes. I've done some leveling in between streams. Not having the energy for Minecraft, but having the energy for Elden Ring is a situation I would never be in. Here is the thing, right? Here is my fundamental thesis of why I can play this, but not play Minecraft right now. Minecraft is a lean-forward game. This is a lean-back game. Whenever you're playing Minecraft, you have to be constantly creating stuff for yourself to do, which is how come on every Tuesday stream I harvest resources, because that's something I can do in a fairly mindless fashion. But even then, I have to figure out what I'm doing, and I have to be like constantly on guard with the material that I'm mining right now, because I'm doing basalt delta mining, and that requires a certain amount of avoiding dying in lava. Whereas with this, the game is just all there for you, and this is lean back gaming. This is like, I can just sit back in my chair with a controller and not think too hard about what it is I have to do. I can just do it. And that's what I need today. And not for any particular reason. Like, I've not gone through anything that's, like, bad or whatever. But, yeah, today I just felt like taking it easy and playing a game that I know I can just go ahead and beat now. So, yeah, we're going to take out this guy who's got glowing eyes as a priority. Then if I step forward again and do this, I can usually take out a few more. And that gets us enough runes to definitely do a level up. Right now we are at Fire Giant, I think. I have +8 flasks, but we are in mountaintops because we beat the guy, you know, that guy, the one. The Tibia Mariner that basically gave us the last death route we needed to unlock this weapon. I'm going to take this stuff off. I'm going to swap this for, I don't know, probably the Flame Drake Talisman if we're going after Fire Giant. But yeah, we're going to head to mountaintops and continue from Snow Valley Ruins Overlook, which means we get to go and grab a couple of Sacred Tears and then fight the Fire Giant. Yeah, this thing has an amazing Ash of War. It's, like, really quite good. And so I've been using that to farm some Albinorics. My level's okay? Yeah, it should be fine. Boost that just a tiny, tiny bit. Yeah, like I've been using that to farm some Albinorics, and it's gone very well for me up to this point. For all the rolling bones of these skeletal dudes. And yeah, today we're going to probably beat the game with this weapon, I would wager. We've got Radagon's Great Rune to reapply. I'm going to grab this Grace while I'm at it, just so I don't have to potentially reset if anything happens with lobsters. But yeah, I got some tea, I got a game, and my partner is going to be streaming a little bit later as well. Or they plan to, at least. So yeah, this is Bonkin Tuesday, I guess. It's a little weird. Maybe Boppin Tuesday, since that's the emote. That'll be better. So, Borealis, we're going to be avoiding as per usual.
Hello.
What? Oh, cool. Okay, great. Do that tomorrow? Yeah, as long as that's alright with you. Great. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, great. Lovely. Stephanie and Edster, thanks so much for the Prime subs. Appreciate it. Stealing Elden Ring gameplay for the first time, the horse calling whistle was brilliant. Yeah. It's fun. It's a very... This game has a lot of very good... I want to say, like, feedback once you get used to the rhythm of it. Like, the way your character behaves is very consistent. The circumstances in which you can, like, summon your horse and move in certain ways is very consistent. And it's got some very satisfying noises, like when you stagger something. It's a good feeling game, once you get used to it, at least. Alright, up the Spirit Spring we go. Kind of ignore Vike's Everjail and down the other side. Yes, welcome in, folks. Thank you so much for showing up, even though this is Elden Ring and not Minecraft today. Minecraft will be back on Thursday. And we'll be continuing a bit of landscaping, probably. Although by then I might have recorded a bit towards the next episodes. I've got a bunch of stuff to cover. What's my average for one weapon, talking in streams? Right now, I'm down to probably like 2 streams per weapon. This one, we started part 1 of the Beastclaw Greathammer at the end of one of the other weapon playthroughs. So we took like maybe an hour of one stream, and then this will be the stream in which we beat the game with this one, I'm pretty sure. The only thing about this hammer is that it's not yet fully leveled up to the greatest extent. We haven't got all of the Smithing Stone 7s that I'd get from going and fighting, like, Celia Crystal Tunnel, Falling Star Beast, or anything like that. I think we're at plus 18 or plus 19 with this thing. So it should be good for Fire Giant. Plus 10? Wait a second. Have I not upgraded this at all? How is... Oh, wait, no, it's Somber. Wait a second. Sorry. Reset expectations here. I genuinely thought this was still, like, Smithing Stone 3s or something. Never mind. It's a Somber weapon. My bad. It is fully upgraded after all. Okay, well, that's good, because, yeah. Like, I was wondering how on earth... Like, how powerful could this thing be if we were taking out all of the... we're one-shotting the Albinaurics in Mogwin Palace. But no, that's fine. That's fine. I was like, my AR is like something like 800. Why? Silly. Okay, let's get to this church and have a fight with Okina. Then my flasks will be at plus 10. I think we'll be good at plus 10. Just saves us having to go and do all of the extra gubbins on Altus Plateau. The 2 churches that are kind of out of the way. They're off the critical path a little bit. Also need to make sure we're two-handing, of course. And a Clawmark Seal is not going to do too much, but it is reasonably upgraded. So, yeah, now we get to do this. See how well the Ash of War performs against NPC invaders. The thing is, right, like, this works better from further away because he's going to roll through the animation for that because of when it happens. Nice, okay, cool. Good. Yeah, I thought so. This thing is heavy and Okina is fast, so I need to get used to this again. I also need to get used to not rolling backwards. I played a little bit of Dark Souls 2 and it's thrown me off. But yeah, I'm in the Lost Bastille in Dark Souls 2 now. Where apparently there's a blacksmith that can finally help me infuse weapons, so hopefully that's going to do alright. Is there no Minecraft today? Nah, I had errands to run earlier in the day. I've been up since quite early. Normally I'll wake up around like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Today I was up at like 6:30, and so I just don't have the energy for Minecraft. Requires a lot more mental focus than I currently have, whereas hitting things with a hammer, I can do this on no sleep. Blacksmith's going to be a pain to get to, though. Good luck with that. I'm sure I'll manage. I'll get there. I've suffered plenty in that game already, so... Okay, rolling R1 is kind of like a baseball bat swing. I like that. So does Okina, though. Oh, he jumps that. Nice. He knows the strats. He's seen me fight Beast Clergyman. And then I just couldn't roll. He stun-locked me a bit there. I had to get up early to get blood tests. Went back to bed afterwards. Fair play, Ginger. Fair play. Hope it all goes okay. So Okina's our warm-up for Fire Giant. I think Fire Giant with this will be okay. I'm not the tankiest either. Like, I've got 40 Vigor. I think I left it at 40. 45. So, obviously it could be at 60 if we wanted to feel a little more comfortable health-wise, but I also have Radagon's Great Runes, so... Beastclaw Hammer works great on larger opponents. Yeah, and opponents that don't dodge roll. Oh, I'm also still using the Saw Seal. We should swap that out for something. That's why my Vigor is at 40. 45, rather. So yeah, I'm taking extra damage from that, but... I think at this point it's probably the threshold at which it starts to become a problem if I'm still using it, right? Maybe we'll go and get, one of the, incantation talismans, right? We'll go and get Faithful's Canvas or something. Quickly heal there. He's got that roll catch. I'm trying stuff out on this guy. Just about to survive that one. Okay, so standing R1, he doesn't seem to want to dodge, which is nice. He heard me, though. There we go. Sooner or later, we get the crushing blow in. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe, for one thing, I need to go and buy the memory stone at the round table hold, so that we have another additional spell slot. I need to get the... Star Scourge Talisman from Fort Gale, because that'll give us an extra strength boost. I mean, honestly, at 52 strength, we're probably soft-capped on this thing because we're two-handing anyway. So maybe we go and get the Dex Knot Talisman from Millicent instead if we want other talismans. Yeah, maybe we do that. So we go and quickly do Commander O'Neill. And then, yeah, we'll get the the talisman from Millicent, this thing levels pretty strongly with dex. Like, we have 36 dex, and putting points into dex was improving the damage more so than strength or faith at this point. And then we'll go and get the Faithful's Canvas talisman from Celia. Glad to hear I'm not the only one that calls them spell slots rather than memory slots. I mean, it's standard RPG gobbins, isn't it? It feels a little bit D&D. In fact, I think maybe we'll pop this right now. Unless I die falling off of this, which I was pretty sure I wouldn't. It'll be worth having a little extra stamina and FP and everything for this. A little bit of extra meter across the board. Glass shard is always bait. Let's go and see Sage Gowry. How are NPC invasions different from a normal enemy / boss fight? They behave like players, basically. They have a player's move set. They roll, they jump. Some bosses will have like rolls and jumps that they will do as part of their regular move set, but their moves are much less telegraphed if they're NPCs, which is one of the things that makes them a slightly more challenging fight sometimes. You have to basically consider them like a PvP encounter would be and prepare for them being able to like roll and jump some of your attacks, and they read your inputs like nothing else. Whereas this guy is just going to sit here and take a beating because he's not programmed to, like, dodge roll and stuff. The cool thing about this is that even when he's doing this whirlwind attack, we can stand over here and Regal Beastclaw a few times, and then he staggers. We can run in and get this hit. He's summoning his ads in. And he's already dead. And they all just stand to attention. And we're done with that fight. This fight is a lot less troublesome when you're over-leveled for it. Oh, sure, yeah. And we are leveled for endgame now, so not going to be a problem. So we're going to go and give Gowry this needle. We'll just log out and back in instead of going to a grace. And we'll be able to get the dexterity talisman from Millicent, the prosthesis wearer heirloom.
Go on. No. Well, the work of a... Can you give me as well, mate?
Alright. Should start doing that instead of trying to murder him at level 60. Ah, it's fun. I think when you're in Caelid, level 60 is like roughly where your character should be at anyway. But obviously we take a non-standard route through this game. We kind of beeline the objectives a lot of the time.
The needle is... Will you give it? I will reward. Millicent tended to a wretched...
Alright, cool. So, back up here. We could get the Phlox Canvas Talisman if we do more of Millicent's quest, but I also don't think we're going to worry too much about that.
Never mind. I
don't think we're going to use incantations enough for it to be worth it. Obviously, there's a lot of unique beast incantations that we get from having this weapon, because we've done a lot of the Deathroot Collection quest, but sooner or later we will have to do Clawmark Seal as a run in itself, at which point we will definitely specialize in the beast incantations.
My apologies. Everything, even the nightmare. Not that I could ever...
Alright, cool. So we've got that now. We'll put that here in place of the Assassin's Crimson Dagger, because we're not really critting stuff from this point onwards. We've got Flame Drake. This enhances charge attacks, so does the mixed physic tier that we have. This enhances jump attacks. Don't think our armor gives us any bonuses with that stuff. This is good for fire damage negation. And we can also, I believe... How much faith do I have? Probably not enough. We've got 18 faith right now, so we could work towards Golden Vow, which I do have already. We can equip Beastclaw for the moment. We could also go and get Flame Grant Me Strength from Fort Gale, which is not too far of a run from Heart of Aeonia. It's like over here. Might be faster to go here from the Church of Marika, but I can't quite tell. Yeah, actually, let's go this way. Hear lots of Monty Python-esque runaway in my head when I play this game, yeah. He was not at all afraid to be killed in nasty ways. Basically the music I hear when I'm running through this game and getting my butt kicked by various dogs. Speaking of which... It's an unconventional staircase, but we're taking it anyway. Brave, 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 Sir Robin. Oh. Hear coconuts whenever the horse runs. Where'd you get those coconuts? We found them. Oh, speaking of Monty Python, I'm playing more Morkborg on Friday, and that has the tendency to devolve into very Python-esque absurdness. But I'm planning some fun mechanics with a new deck of cards that I got. I think I put a picture of that on Instagram, maybe? Can't remember if I posted it on Blue Sky or anything, but check it out if you get the chance. There's some really, really cool cards in there that I'm planning to use as basically ways to set up random encounters. So if they draw spades or clubs, then they encounter enemies. If they pull diamonds, they get loot. And the hearts are something else. And all of the face cards are going to be basically like NPC or boss encounters. It's going to be pretty fun for an additional mechanic for RPG stuff, and the cards are perfect for it because the face cards are all really almost like horror themed or kind of spooky feeling characters. The new dice I got look excellent too. Oh yeah. Like, I'm definitely on a dice-owning kick right now. I am the dice haver currently. Okay, if we hop down onto this branch, we should be safe from any of the enemies. Even that guy who's now shooting us with gravity arrows. I could go a step further down here if not. Okay, good. Perfect. Right, back to Church of Repose. And Flame Grant Me Strength is a decent buff. We'd need 33 faith if we wanted Howl of Shabriri, so I think that's probably the next best thing. We can use Bestial Vitality as well. I don't think we're going to get the Pocket Sand out for Garank, so... Well, not for Garank, for Fire Giant, rather. I always hear Bestial Vitality to the tune of Virtual Insanity by Jamiroquai. Is that just me? What's up, Otter? We are probably finishing up Beastclaw Greathammer today. If we have time, we might start trying to farm the next one, because it is going to require us going to the Farum Azula Warp at 4 Belfries and kill some Beastmen over and over again. But we got to get through Fire Giant first. Do Farum. Do Endgame. Capital of Ash. I think maybe this last talisman could get swapped out for Erdtree's Favor or something. So we can go in with a lot more of the same stats we're getting a boost from with Radagon's Great Rune. Gonna bake and lurk for a bit. Happy baking. Okay, time for Snowplow. Mistimed it. My first time back, give me a break. Ouch. Could really use some of that Bestial Vitality right now. Magic Pixel kind of saved my life there. Okay, this is fine. There we go, that's a break. Nice. Love that poise damage. Oh man, the Ash of War does a ton at close range too. We'll see what we can manage here. Oh, no, he's gone away again. Okay, good. Just gonna stand here in this fire and proc phase 2. We'll watch the cutscene, so again, apologies for this part. It's so rough to watch. It is the Feather Duster, isn't it? Yeah. I did just realise. People in chat calling this weapon the Feather Duster. You're not wrong. Not watching while I eat my dinner. We're just sacrificing this guy's foot to the fell god of flame. Why wouldn't you? The Sharon gun emerges. Okay, phase 2. All of the fire behind me. Oops. Right, we'll get past him for this bit. And then back in for the volcano bit so that we can do this a couple of times. Nice, get that stagger. Can we make it to the weak point in time? Oh, not quite. This thing's got pretty good damage, though. Okay, try and bait out some physical attacks. Nice. Go for the wrists. Dang it, we got elbow dropped. Well, there's his butt. Nice. Melee. Oh yeah, he kind of flamethrowers, doesn't he? Okay, one more. Bam. Alright, got that. Now he sends out Fell Giant's Flame. Get on Torrent and avoid those as he rolls away. Oh, good hit on the wrists. Nice. Cool, avoided that. Very good. Give me something to hit. Okay, we missed with that follow-up. We're getting fireballed. Alright, bring it on. Don't bring that on, actually. Nice. Just gotta hide underneath him as an umbrella. I think we're good. I think we'll be fine. That was a reasonable fire giant attempt, I think. Despite the fact that we almost got killed very, very early in that, I think we pulled it off in the end. So we're still getting a decent amount of AR from that, but I'm going to start leveling Faith, because then we can maybe use some of the incantations. Like I said, go for Golden Vow. We'll crush this. We've also got Morgoths. But we'll get one more level out of this before we go to Farum. Yeah, we'll go 21. Even though that's only getting us like 1 additional point of attack, that's not a big deal. Wonderful. Very good. I imagine this thing will probably take out a room full of Beastmen with the Beastclaw attack as well, if they're not paying attention to me. Alright. If you want to watch a very chill stream at any point, whether it's instead of or as well as this, my partner is streaming right now at twitch.tv/celerymin, and they have a new Lego set that they're building. One of the Lego Botanicals. So if you're into Lego, head over there and drop a follow. Thank you, Ginger, for the shout out. Alright, are you prepared to commit? Because I think we're pretty committed at this point. Hey, what's up, Boz? Good to see you.
I have long observed the lands between this world and death. Are you prepared to commit? Very well. Let my hand rest upon you.
One quick cutscene. Are you still working on the writing of Lord of the Rings? Yes, they're about, I want to say, like halfway through the Two Towers right now. They haven't quite got to the point where it rejoins Frodo and Sam, but they're on like Treebeard marching on Isengard right now. Balls, have you been keeping up with Minecraft updates? Because I know you're in a Badlands base right now. There's a lot of interesting stuff coming to Badlands. As far as, like, new aesthetic stuff. Animal variants, that kind of thing. It's not like a full Badlands update, but it's pretty fun. Been trying to. Last one I saw was the chickens. Oh, you're pretty up to date then, yeah.
Shall burn.
But there's like dry grass and cactus flowers and like there's some fun stuff in there. I think it's a really nice little like, it's a minor update, but it's like really ambience heavy. And you'll get like sound effects and stuff from large areas of terracotta being part of the landscapes. So
Burn for the sake of the new Lord.
So you get a little extra Badlands like desert wind kind of sounds. I'm really into some of the stuff they've been doing in this update.
Thank you for guiding me here.
Like, I'm really looking forward to it. There's a couple of technical changes that are also kind of mind-blowing. Like, you can chunk load farms that normally would have to have a player around because they'd require, like, crop growth and stuff like that. Like, you can have a sugarcane farm that will grow when a player isn't there, which is great news for firework factories. But where's my copper golem? I think they'll turn up eventually. They were such a popular idea.
Goodbye.
And like if they've managed to put fireflies back in the game somehow, you know? Love the addition of lots of plants. Wasn't aware of the tech changes. Yeah, there's a few things just snuck into the patch notes which are honestly pretty interesting. How to add game detail without making new blocks or changing existing content? Yeah, I think there might need to be a couple of biomes that maybe don't have the dry grass in like deserts, because I think when you end up with some of those blocks being everywhere, they sort of become homogenous, and it sort of changes the feel of the update from one that adds variety to one that adds more homogeneity, but in different ways. Oh, hello. There we go. Nice. Firefly Big W, it's pretty good. Like, I really like the way they've implemented them. I think it's much better than the version that they proposed for the Wild update, so I think it was worth the wait, to be honest. It's like, instead of a particle that just existed in swamps and probably got eaten by frogs before you even saw it, how about a thing that you can basically place anywhere? Sure, I'll take it, thank you. You can add firefly bushes in world painter wherever you like, rather than having to add firefly particles manually. Yeah, sure. There's still rumors of a rail update. They have got experimental changes to minecarts in one of the, like, experimental toggles. But I don't think those are coming to the game right away, because a lot of them require, like, changing game rules and stuff. And I think some of the changes might just be incorporated into a bigger update to the game another time. I think the main problem is whenever you think about, like, an update to rail systems and minecarts, two things spring to mind. First of all, the amount of stuff that already relies on minecarts that could potentially break if they do anything more interesting with them. And secondly, they have to figure out how to get linking minecarts into the game in a way that makes sense. Because that's really what players, I think, want from minecarts, is the ability to make trains. And, yeah, who knows if they have that in mind or not. Okay, I'm just gonna rest here to reset aggro and health. There we go. Okay, Godskin Duo. Godskin Duo. We should be able to poise break them pretty easily, and I think the Ash of War is also going to be really nice to hit two of them at once, if we can line it up right. Godskin Bowling is what we're doing today. Which is also kind of what Godskin Noble does when he starts his roll attack. Hope they add different types of minecart instead of just changing how they function as a base. Yeah, and there's so many different ways to approach it, so finding one that works for everybody is always the challenge, and yeah, that's part of the reason I think we haven't seen a minecart update sooner. It's because Mojang has to really think about what they can do, what players actually want, and how to marry the two in a way that doesn't just break the game. Thick Ducky, watched Survival Guide Season 1, excited anytime a new video came out, much better at building now. Awesome, I'm much better at building too. Survival Guide Season 3 is currently ongoing if you want to dip back into Minecraft videos anytime soon. I was going to say that might help the workaround having to worry about breaking the game, yeah. Alright, so we're going to try doing this without Bernal for once, because I get the sense that by summoning Bernal I might also be affecting their health pool, but I don't know that for certain, so I'm kind of curious to give this a try. Okay, well we did hit both of them in that, so that was fun. Okay, now I don't have enough FP to do the Ash of War, never mind. Alright, well we killed Godskin Apostle by just doing a skill a few times, so there's that. Okay, we've got Noble on the roll. Yeah, I think I need to stop summoning Banal for this fight. I think I am actually making it harder for myself. I was also one-handing that entire time, so we should be kicking butt now. Try and avoid Noble even hitting me by focusing on Apostle. And turns out that didn't work, so no worries. Really need to wait for my stamina to come back here. Sure, I'll stay here and hit you, that's fine. Yeah, note to self. Stop summoning Banal. He's a crutch and he makes the fight harder. Yeah, I know NPC summons do that. I was thinking about that as a mechanic from the DLC, because I've definitely noticed it happening in the DLC more than it does in the base game, but then I was like, wait a second, am I just making this fight unnecessarily hard by summoning some guy? And in the case of this weapon, yeah, I think so. I think in some cases... Wait a minute. Oh, we're missing a trick here, I just realized. We're using this Ash of War reasonably frequently. I think we need to go and get Alexander. Do I like story games? Sometimes I end up playing story-based games. I like a lot of games that allow you to be creative. And in the case of this one, it's just the best, like, action RPG out there, I think. Spirit Ashes don't. Yeah. Any summons that you can summon from inside the arena also do not increase the boss's health. So, Egon when you fight Bale, any of the arena summons when you fight Mesmer. I don't know how many of them there are in the base game. I don't think there are many that summon like that. Alexander in Fire Giant. But yeah, there's a lot of them that are outside of Fog Walls. Like if you summon Melina to fight Morgoth, or Nefeli Loux to fight Godfrey. Ever played The Witcher 3? No. No, I've not. I have added Enshrouded back into my list of games to play. I feel like I might really get into that game spring next year, because that's when they're targeting their 1.0 release. But I might play it a little bit beforehand just to get used to it again, and maybe do some YouTube videos on it, because the one, like, first hour of Enshrouded video I did was pretty successful, and I think, honestly, it's a really solid game. It's really addictive. Been playing for a week or so. Yeah, I think a few people have been playing it on Twitch recently because there are drops and a new update came out kind of recently. But that game has a really robust and fun building system, so I actually really like that about it. Some of the blocks that you can build with are gated behind quests, though. That's one thing I don't really like much about it compared to, like, Minecraft. Because Minecraft, you can just go places to get blocks most of the time, whereas some of the going places in Enshrouded really requires you to talk to the blacksmith or whoever and get quests from them. Okay, I think Magma Worm actually just let me go there. Yeah, nice. That went way better than it usually does. So now we should be able to go here and get Shard of Alexander. Because I think that's going to be the missing link for our talisman loadout here if we're using the Ash of War on this thing. Swinging that hammer down. Vibe check. Thank you. Hup. Nice. Clean landing this time. It's the easiest way to lose a rune arc at this stage. Yeah, up the stairs here and a little bit of a crawl. And then elevator on this side. Any plans on playing Witcher 3? I mean, I've heard good things, but it's not quite the game I'm looking for right now. I know Witcher 4 got announced, right? Like, there's a new Witcher game on the way. But yeah, I have a handful of other things that I'm looking forward to, and there's not enough time in the day. Like, aside from dipping into Elden Ring on these streams, I'm not really much of, like, a variety gamer, and most of the time I don't have time to play a ton of other video games. Because Minecraft takes up a lot of time when I'm in, like, full swing with video production, and lately I've been looking into just getting some more IRL hobbies going so that I have a bit more of a social life outside of work. And yeah, I've heard good things about the Witcher series just in general, but...
That aside, I doubt there's of course. Which means, would you kind come and tell me what I've been longing... You are... Then let us begin. I am the great Jar Warrior.
There we go.
My thanks.
Two L2s. Pretty straightforward fight.
Champions. It was a marvelous battle. I implore you, take what I bequeath from inside me. All vessels are destined to one day break. But the great Alexander lived as a warrior to his last.
Trembly fist. Rip to a real one, dude. But hey, at least we have the talisman we want. I think this, giving plus 15% damage to Regal Beastclaw, is going to absolutely shred. Yep, thought so. Good. Was that a pot of cherry jam? Yes. Alexander is made of the same stuff as that giant blob in Mogwin Palace. He's done it again. We're 2 for 2. This time we dodge to the right to avoid the beast lad. I'm thinking we might want to put more flasks into blue if we're going to use Regal Beastclaw. because that plus Flame Grant Me Strength is going to be a nice opener for some of the upcoming fights. Ah, yes, jam. For anyone who's seen Monster Factory, it's pronounced jam. Alright. I was hoping we could get the birds with the Beastclaw. Once again, the magic pixel saves my life. Thank you, Radagon's Great Rune. Okay. Are we good? Nice. Gonna run before any other birds take notice. Okay, we're not doing too badly yet. Just got to take out this one. Oh, come on. That was absolutely within range. Alright, better. And for once, we don't need to worry about this thing dropping a smithing stone. We just want it gone. And that will do, I think. Now, a series of beasts. And we're basically done with Farum Azula. I love when iframes from critting will just let me completely avoid one of those whirling dervish attacks that they do. There we go. Gonna come back for that guy's sword a little bit later. Absolutely smattered. Covered in blood. Yeah, the poise damage is a lot, which is good because it's a great hammer, so it should be a lot. Okay, we should be able to level up after we fight Draconic Tree Sentinel up here. For which I will probably buff a little bit because it's fun to buff. Do those stack, or is it just one then the other, actually? Yeah, I don't know if I'm actually getting anything from Flame Grant Me Strength if I immediately use Bestial Vitality. I think they're both body buffs. Doesn't matter too much. Probably have healing flasks on deck if I plan on doing it this way, right? Oh, sometimes the momentum of the attack lets me roll out of that one, but... Sure, I'll tank a couple of fireballs. Okay, I think that should get us another level. Certainly gets us a little extra armor. Can we do anything with that? And we're still a medium load. Gold legs. Do I do any sports? I cycle when I have good enough weather to do it, but right now it's cold, rainy, and potentially icy in the UK, so... I got into using a rowing machine for exercise a while ago, but I've never done any, like, proper, like, river rowing or anything. Oh, we're, like, 300 off. Okay. Let's just pop these two. But yeah, like, I don't dislike sports. I've just never been the most athletic person. Can we get... I think between these two we might be able to get another level, because then we can get Golden Vow on the bar as well. Should come to the Netherlands. Oh, I've been. I went to Amsterdam a few years ago now. And, yeah, a lot of bike lanes, a lot of very good, like... a lot of nice flat places to cycle. But yeah, a little while ago, this is not related to the Netherlands at all, but I took my brother-in-law and father-in-law on a cycling holiday to the French Alps, where we were around a lake and went for a bunch of bike rides there, and that was really fun. That was the kind of most active holiday I think I've ever done. But yeah, we've been on a couple of cycling trips, so maybe we'll return to the Netherlands at some stage and bring bikes. Okay. So, Flask. Probably buff. I got the buffs in the wrong order, but never mind. He's going to be like, hey, what are you doing with my my claw? Let's try and get one off right here at the beginning. Too far away. Never mind. I know what the timing is going to be for, like, using this against him when that's basically his attack, right? I mean, it still did a pretty decent chunk of damage just hitting him with it from the side like that, right? So as long as we can guarantee that he'll take the damage, then... Just got to avoid getting hit too much ourselves. Definitely does a lot more damage than a standard R2 does, so... But now we've only got one left, so we better make it count on the Maliketh phase. Alright, we'll skip the cutscene this time. We've seen it before. There. Nice. Very good. Alright, so we're out of blue now, so it's just going to be R2s, but... Dang it, got hit by that. Not a huge problem, though. Alright, we'll let him come to us. Jumping R2 follow-up. Nice. Good. Another jump R2. I think I'll heal after this one. Yep, needed to. I think we can get one in there. Didn't quite manage it, but... Oh, good. Okay, we'll get a heal in now, I think. Alright, that can follow up. And one more. Backflip, and... we were there to connect. Very nice. Oh yeah, I should always do this, if I can possibly manage to. I think we did that in time to get the runes. Yeah, very nice. Okay, the Rune of Death is unbound. Yeah, that's a fun fight now. Especially when you deal this much damage with a single hit. Like, it's pretty hefty weapon, this. So, final boss rush ahead of us. I'm actually... I don't know about worried. I am wary of Gideon. Because he rolls too much. But I think we can probably catch him before he does any significant damage, and Dex investment is still getting us a ton of extra points into damage here, so we should be okay. We'll stick Shard of Alexander back on. We'll maybe get him with a Beastclaw before we actually start laying into the guy properly. I think we're skipping cutscenes except for maybe Radagon and Elden Beast now. Missed the ending by for condensing milk. I suppose the short version is we won. What's on the chopping block for today? Gideon. Adrock is taking the Beastclaw Greathammer. Platinum today, I think. Right, Flask. We'll do a Golden Vow here. Flame grant me strength there. We'll be able to get one decent Beastclaw off on him before he starts doing stuff.
I knew you'd come to stand before the Elden Ring, to become Elden Lord.
Nice.
What a sad state of affairs. I commend your spirit, but alas, none shall take the throne. Queen Marika has high hopes for us, but we continue to struggle unto eternity.
Yeah, it's this garbage that I'm trying to avoid. Yeah.
You fought well until now.
This is the problem with Gideon, is that he doesn't just stand there and take punishment. Knows how to dish it out though, doesn't he? I think we might be able to get a couple of the Regal Beastclaws off on him if he's stuck behind some of the pillars, because they will go through the pillars where his attacks won't. So maybe we'll get stuff like that in, but... I'm not going to waste Rune Arcs on this fight if it means potentially having to repeat it. Nice. Just got to be aware of the exploding rune thing he has. Nice. This should be it. Nice. Okay, that's not too bad then. We'll do the same trick with the gold scarab.
Not even you
Do love the Discus of Light in Cant. Yeah, it's really annoying to fight.
cannot kill a god.
Fortunately, as usual, I am no man. I am a video game character. That's 1, and I think we have enough runes for 2, maybe. Not quite. Well, Godfrey should be okay, so we will do our best. It's actually pretty epic jumping off the stairs and slamming him like that. Yeah, I mean, the hammers are always going to feel like really impactful weapons. Stairs, the spellcaster's worst enemy. Only if you don't have the high ground. Because, yeah, all the Beastclaw incantations are like, oh, the floor is the weapon. Do I happen to know what the next colossal weapon will be? Not off the top of my head. I think, is the Black Steel Greathammer a Greathammer like this, or is that a colossal weapon? I'd have to check. The floor is the weapon, me when I trip? Yeah. Okay. Let's do Godfrey. Once again, I'm going to skip the cutscene this time around, so we're just going to get right into it. Okay, he dodged that. I think probably just by being too far away. So, unfortunate, but we'll recover. Yeah, that does 2,000 damage, even if we don't hit him with the actual hit, so does he have iframes during that attack? Probably does, right? He's actually pretty good at just straight up avoiding that, it turns out. I was really hoping we'd get a stagger. Maybe from this? No, I think maybe we crossed his poise threshold there. Oh, that's not good. Yeah. Yeah, I got him stuck over there and then didn't recognize which direction he was going to be doing that before it was too late. Godfrey's basically an earthbender. He kind of is, yeah. He's, we're effectively fighting King Boomy at this point. Yeah, we could have used the Ash of War a lot better. I was really just, trying to get style points instead of just doing the fight the reliable way. Then again, if he opens this with the axe throw, of course he's not going to, I'm just going to go over here and get my runes. There we go. Okay, that was a range thing. I'm pretty certain that was a range thing. Alright, I threw that one away.
Was nobody's fault.
Yeah, that was once again me just trying for style points. What's up, Mika2? Welcome in. Finally managed to make it to a stream. Yeah, I'm streaming a little bit later than I normally would. So, welcome in. We are about to finish Elden Ring with the latest weapon in the Elden Ring A-Z, and we'll probably kick off the next weapon after that, because it is one we do need to farm. But should be pretty straightforward to farm if the enemies that we have to fight for it are a little bit tough. Okay, this time, a bit less messing around, eh? Axe throw opener. Nice. Yep. Alright, we're locked in. I always know he's going to come at me for that one, so... Nice. I was definitely hoping for a stagger. There's our phase 2. Nice. Very cool. Oh. Didn't get what we wanted out of that, though. Quick heal, and we're back in it. Okay, he's got us with this one. Rough. Don't quite have enough armor to withstand that one. Yeah, pretty close, though. Yeah, once again, I pushed my luck. We're on our last rune arc, but we'll make it count. And then it'll be hammer versus hammer when we fight Radagon. We've also still got enough rune arcs that we can go and buy from the round table hold. I think all the rune arcs I'm using are the ones that I've collected along the way, so not too worried about that. I would still like to keep my runes, though, just in case we can grab another level after this fight. So, throw your axe over here if you don't mind. Thank you. Got him. Get a quick heal out of this. Nice. Didn't quite get my charged heavy in time. Now we will. And this time we'll follow up with the Regal Beastclaw, which we didn't get the AoE from, so I'm slightly annoyed about that. We'll get it this time, though. Oh. Okay, I need to get away and heal. Good, alright. This one we can follow up from. Heal after that. Now he roars. We get one. Yeah, okay. Couldn't recover fast enough from my jumping heavy. Okay, no more Regal Beast Claws for me. But fortunately, I still have a couple of other solid attacks. We can do them. Okay, we'll heal here. Try and bait out one of the grabs. Oh, and ideally not get hit by it. That was not what I was saying. Dang it, no! He had the magic pixel. He got it. Alright. I think we'll buy a couple of rune arcs. Because I like having extra stamina. I think, honestly, a stamina recovery talisman might be doing better than some of these now, but they're all worth having. I will need to get some budget for rune arcs, though, so let's quickly kill a couple of birds. Or even the Albinaurics. Yeah, he probably had like 300 HP left or something, because it's Godfrey, he has a lot, but... Probably one more group here, and then we'll be set up for buying the rune arcs from Round Table. I think they're about 5 grand each. And then there's some at Bellum Church if we need them, so... Kind of wild how, despite you playing these bosses so many times, they can still be quite the challenge. Yeah, I mean, I've still got to play well. Yeah, we don't need to worry too much about the rest of this. Back to Tree Sanctuary. Oh, no, wait, it's Queen's Bedchamber, isn't it? I'm at the wrong one. Yeah, the thing about this game is, like, regardless of how high you level, your stats can only go up so high as well. So, even if you've got, like... I mean, I've got 52 strength. On some of these characters, I've had 80 strength. Like, you know, your stats can't go any higher than 99. Which means that you're not just going to become infinitely strong by continuing to play over and over again, you know? I have seen people mod this game so that, New Game Plus scaling doesn't cap. And that seems absurd to me. Also, I don't think I collected my runes last time, so there shouldn't be anything here. Oh, no, wait, I did. Alright, at least I managed that then. Yeah, no, he got me. He won the jump toss that time. And of course, this time I don't have any FP left for Regal Beast Claws, so... And that time I tried to jump instead of rolling because I just kind of messed that one up. Never played Elden Ring before. This just looks impossible to me. It's very possible. I'm just playing kind of recklessly instead of playing patiently as well. See, we could start by throwing a rock at him. That'd be quite fun. Probably won't do much damage, but it'll be fun. Get some space so that we can use FP. Alright, let's heal after that one, just in case. That's definitely the one to use the Ash of War after. Kind of wasting some of these flasks, but and now he's just trying to stomp all the time because he sees I've got low health. There we go. Alright, we got it before he stops. That's what I wanted. Crit after we get this phase transition. Once again, I tried it for style. Nice. Okay. Sorry, I was quiet throughout that entire thing, but I was trying to concentrate this time. That time executed the strategy the way we wanted to, and I just realized I wasn't even using Shard of Alexander. So that could have gone a little bit differently. But either way, we've got a few points that we can put into anything that will get me damage, which right now is... I mean, strength also... We can get a little extra damage, but we can also get a little extra damage resistance. Although, how much is Radagon really going to hit me? Especially if I'm doing extra damage. Yeah, this should be fine. Stun at the beginning of stage 2 is huge. Oh yeah, that'll do it for you. That'll definitely do it for you. Okay, this time we're going to watch the cutscenes because I can use them for thumbnails maybe. And oh, let's get our buffs in before we go. I think it was throwing the rock at him at the beginning. I think that definitely helped. Touch the golden light. The Rock is the way. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Do I play Genshin Impact? No, I don't. I do not have the time to play a lot of games other than what I already play. And most of that is work. Which is a strange way to look at games, but the games I play that aren't work these days are in-person RPGs. There he is. Funny how it happens right in front of you, but it's so easy to miss the detail of the hair changing color. And be like, what the heck is this? Or I guess you can see it happen, but you don't necessarily know the significance. Anyhow, let's fight Radagon. Huge. He's like, oh, I can do one of those. Can do it twice even. My timing's off today. No, you don't. No stepping for you. No stepping, no stomping. Probably going to teleport here, though. Oh, I guess not. Well, that's Radagon, then. Oh, almost. Okay, left me with a few fewer flasks for Elden Beast, but... Alright, we got Golden Vow off right before. Will I eventually beat the DLC with all the DLC weapons? The plan is to beat the base game with every weapon. I'm not that fussed about the DLC. But, my hope is that we'll play through the DLC a couple of times to obviously get the weapons that are in the much later bosses. Like, obviously there are 2 swords that you get from the final boss that we'll end up beating the game with at some stage. But then once you acquire those, the only thing you can really do is return to the base game and beat the base game with them, you know? Or I guess you could do New Game Plus, but I don't really fancy fighting PCR on New Game Plus. Reckless, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Elden Beast. Do the usual thing of smacking it from the side whilst we're still on torrents. I should really get the Lance Talisman for this one of these days. Don't know why I healed from that. I didn't take any damage. I'm just wasting flasks. I'm getting too cocky with this. Oh man, I don't have enough range. Misjudging how far away I was. Oh, Torrent. We're really in it now. There we go. Now we get Regal Beastclaw to go off. And then we fortunately still have a Flask and Torrent, so we can run from Elden Stars for a little bit. Oh, and then we hit the arena boundary. So let's hop. And hop again. Okay, that was a decent set of dodges. I think we can be happy with that. Really bad at dodging that one, though. I was going to say that should be another stagger, which is really nice. And then a couple of R1s, because I just realized I am one-handing. Oh, dang it. Okay, we'll heal one more time. We're going to get 3 rings, and then we can take it out from horseback, I think. And that's for torrents. Folks, Elden Beastclaw Hammer is all done. Very nice. Doing pretty good at one-trying Elden Beast these days. Hey, what's up, Grady? Good to see you. Glad you can make it for the finale of this one. So that is 550. Pretty good. We're going to mend the Elden Ring. We'll get Age of Fracture ending, and we'll move on to the next character. Do I struggle with any of them anymore? I mean, we had a pretty tough time with Godfrey there for a minute, but I blame style points. trying to get too many fancy combos in. I'm doing it with like a Devil May Cry meter in the background, awarding me S rank. Look at this guy. He looks like D'Artagnan. But yeah, I still struggle with a couple of bosses that I don't fight regularly. Like, the central path through the story is pretty straightforward these days, but there are obviously weapons to which I'm less suited, or weapons that I'm choosing as a main weapon when they're supposed to be a support weapon, like crossbows or whatever. Or see Elden Beast as more of a spectacle finale after the actual challenge being Radagon? It depends, because you can't really sit back and just have your way with Elden Beast, you know? Like, Radagon is a challenge, but Elden Beast is still pretty tough. And you don't get to take advantage of, like, bleed or holy damage, even.
Tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord.
My screenshots folder on Steam is literally just pictures of my various tarnished on the throne at this point.
Across the fog, the lands between.
Your first blind playthrough, didn't realize you could use Torrent for the Elden Beast fight. You didn't used to be able to. They only added it when they added the DLC. So if you beat the game before the DLC was added, you wouldn't have been able to anyway.
Upon us and recall an age of fracture.
Honestly, the Ronin's armor absolutely rips. It's such a cool-looking set of armor. It's got that asymmetry thing going on. Anyway, that is Beastclaw Greathammer all done. We're going to return to Roundtable Hold, quickly recap this character, spend these runes, and we'll put them into health, because why not? Oh, we're only like 300 and something runes away from funny numbers. Anyway, Adrock is all done, level 135. Obviously, switch from beast incantations to the stuff that was just going to get us straightforward buffs in the end. But, yeah. Not too bad. Not too bad. Shard of Alexander comes in clutch again. This is looking like a pretty straightforward setup for most of the heavier weapons. Shard of Alexander, because this thing has a pretty solid Ash of War. Like, if you want to farm stuff, this is probably your third or fourth best choice out of all of the Ashes of War in the game. It's pretty good. Oh yeah, swap screen there. A mature hero with a golden seed. Okay, well, we're probably going to start another hero character basically right away. Beast Whisk, good weapon, yes. So from the Beast Whisk to the Beast Whisker, we're going to be going after the Beastman's Cleaver, I believe. We're going to start a brand new character, and this one, I believe, is going to be Mike D. Mike D feels like a Vagabond to me. I think we'll start Vagabond. Decent balance of strength and dex. It's a quality weapon build. I have no idea what any of the Beastie Boys look like, so forgive me if I'm just going to make this a pretty standard-looking character. For our base template, we'll go with... I don't know, what should we go with this time? I feel like I never picked Newman. Let's go Newman. Let's go Mature Newman. And let's change the hair. What hair are we going to go with? I never go with any of these, like, shorter haircuts, I feel like. We need a proper, like, short back and sides tarnished. Although I feel like the Widow's Peak is also a pretty funny one. The 5 head. Let me show you guys a little better. There we go. Maybe we'll go with this one for once. And a darker brown, perhaps. Something like that, sure. Give me the color, there we go. Doesn't need any white hairs. Let's do something fun with facial hair. Yeah, sure, why not? And we got a few face templates. Let's go with this guy. Should we give him a tattoo or an eye patch? Some freckles. He's got one big mole in the center of his eyebrows. He's already marked by Moog. I think, honestly, eye patch for this one. He's a pirate. And we'll go Golden Seed as usual. A Vagabond. We love that for him. Alright, here comes the bounty ball. Sing along if you know the words. I'm going to run to the bathroom.
The fallen leaves tell a story. The great Elden Ring was shattered. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment by the Greater Will.
Hello, it's me, the Greater Will. I'm back. Oh, I got here just in time for the good bit.
Rise now, ye tarnished,
Ye dead who yet live.
dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all.
Hoarah Loux! So I've been looking up the Beastman's Cleaver. We need 25 strength and 14 dex.
Chieftain
It
of
scales
the
exclusively with strength.
the ever-brilliant Gold Mask. Fear, the deathbed companion. The loathsome Dung Eater.
And with heavy, it has an A scaling, which is
And Sir
huge.
Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing.
Also, apparently it has really great guard capability if we two-hand it. Yes, we will change the title, yeah.
And one
Also, I'm pretty sure Beastclaw Greathammer was the 25th
whom
playthrough.
grace would again bless.
And I just forgot to change that number.
Tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between.
But I'm going to put it at 25 just in case.
For the Elden Ring.
Don't want to kid myself into thinking I'm further along than I am.
And become
If we lowball
the
it, that's good.
Elden Lord.
Set expectations, you know? Anyway. Hello, it's me, I'm back. Though the way be long and uncertain, claim yourself the Elden Lordship, or whatever the thing says. Right. Here he is, with his eye patch. It was the 25th, so this should be 26 then, yeah? Our first curved greatsword? Yeah, I guess we've had curved swords before, but this is the first curved greatsword. Interesting. I counted twice just in case. Okay, cool. So I'll change it to 26. It doesn't really matter for the YouTube uploads either way because I have a different numbering system over there. I usually, like, figure it out by, like, what letter the weapon starts with and then what number it is within the list of, like, weapons that begin with B. So this is, like, B13 or whatever. But this would mean, once we've beaten the game with this, we've beaten the game with as many weapons that begin with B as we had weapons that began with A. So, I don't know, that seems significant to me. I don't know quite why. Since finishing with all the weapons that began with A, we have doubled the amount of weapons we beat the game with. This is going to be a very straightforward strength build, though. The most difficult thing about this is going to be acquiring the weapon in the first place. We'll probably need to get something kind of hefty, like maybe Bloodhound's Fang, because we can upgrade that a couple of times once we get to Liurnia. And then use that to farm the Beastmen, because I'll want something that makes them easier to fight. But at least we can get Bloodhound's Fang up to a decent level, and it is a curved sword, so...
Of course you unfortunate without gun. You are fake. Me.
Are you familiar? You may also that. It will lead.
We'll be doing a Bloodhound's Fang run sooner or later anyway, because that's coming up soon.
It's a castle. If
Alright. Mike D, off to find his maiden. Oh, Tree Sentinel almost saw me for a second. Fortunately, he has quite a forgiving approach to aggroing on you. Frankly, I think the eye patch is my favorite thing about this. Whenever we get to do a dagger, or maybe the Wakizashi playthrough, when that eventually would happen, we should just try and make the character look as much like Majima as possible. Maybe by then we'll be like modding in appearance and stuff.
And I can also that you're not then why not? I am Kale.
Alright, we'll buy the crafting kit. Buy some arrows, and off to gate front we go to get the horse. Quick check on VOD's correct number. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, I think the Fang is just going to be the easiest weapon to use to farm, because we can get it to +4, which is pretty high for Liurnia. 4 belfries. I mean, technically we're going to Farum Azula, but I don't think the enemies there are scaled especially high. We just got to make sure we can farm it comfortably. We're going to do the usual setup first, though, Greyoll and everything. We'll come back. We won't fight Margit yet, but we will take the shortcut to Liurnia, 4 belfries, try and farm the weapon, and then, like, once we get hold of it, we should hopefully be able to come back and get all the bosses done. Melina's here. She offers us an accord.
Hello, sir.
We accept the accord
Returning to aid you. You need to the foot.
because we need an accord.
Then it said, summon me. Ah, I bequeath. It will summon torrent. Treat him with.
What color should you use for a Minecraft banner? I'd go with a lovely cyan. Is Melina technically your maiden? She can perform the role of maiden, but that's slightly different. Prefer Toyota yourself? I drive a Hyundai, so I can't really comment. Alright, we'll grab that. We're not going to worry about getting the flail or anything from here. We'll head up to Stormhill. I think the mixed physic tier will actually be quite useful, because in the long run we'll need it for the strength build, but it'll also add a little extra damage to Bloodhound's Fang. Right. We'll need the stone sword key for later as well. Well, I've never really bothered to root like how many stone sword keys we actually need.
Only to have did you know? It's quite them. You were heading to
Now we can sit sideways, the real objective of the game.
Can you take
Got to figure out how to sit before we can sit on the throne and declare ourselves the Elden Lord. And most importantly, we have the jellyfish. We'll be back here later to skip over to Liurnia. But for now, roar! We're going to go and fight this guy. Well, not fight him, but, you know. I'm going to go and steal from him. Too bad you can't sit on the throne sideways. It'd be a fun callback. We're doing it for Roderika. It's if Roderika becomes the Elden Lord. Sits on the throne sideways. Alright. I think, honestly, by the time we acquire this weapon, we should be able to just go and get the bell bearings and stuff anyway, so I'm not going to worry too much about getting smithing stones and whatnot.
This way, tarnished. May I apply on the will? I'd heard and upon the talk thou art but a call for. I was in stride torrents.
Thanks, Rani.
Tis of summon the spirits now, it is that.
You're back, what did you miss? End of the game, beginning of the next one. But yeah, we're just doing our usual setup, grabbing gold pickled foul feet, smithing stones, gonna get hold of a weapon, kill Grail, and then once we've got enough levels, we will head to Farum Azula via the 4 Belfries warp and start farming this weapon. Because the Beastmen there can drop it. Unlike the next weapon, which is actually going to be our first New Game Plus run. A Cleaver this time. Cleaver girl. That's what we'll name it if there's a Cleaver weapon at any other point. Is we'll change the character's name to Cleaver girl. And make them look vaguely female, obviously. What's the inspiration for the character for this weapon? So the Beastclaw Greathammer, the Beastman's Cleaver, and the Beastman's Curved Sword are all named after the Beastie Boys, but I regrettably don't know what the Beastie Boys look like, so I've just made like random appearances, just kind of picked a bunch of stuff that I thought looked good. And by good, I mean just passable for an Elden Ring character, because really, who cares? But also, I didn't think to Google what the Beastie Boys look like. Scrawny white boys? Yeah, that more or less fits the bill. When it's a more detailed character and I actually have somebody who I want to try and, if not reproduce accurately, then at least emulate somewhat, I usually try and sketch out the character beforehand and save it as like a favorite preset or whatever. Like I did that with Hank McCoy, I did that with MC Hammer. I think Hank McCoy's probably been one of my favorites so far because it's a legit reason to make your Elden Ring character a really unrealistic color, which is what most people do with Dark Souls characters anyway, but it's never really been my jam. For whatever reason, I just find it more immersive or whatever to design a character who looks vaguely normal and human, whereas everyone else is like, make them red, make their nose stick out. Give them a concave jaw. Grady's characters come to mind? Yeah. I wasn't specifically trying to single out Grady, but that is what a lot of people end up doing. Is the Spirit Spring here? Yeah, it is. Great. We'll go and do Fort Height now. We'll go and get the Morning Star after this. But we'll go around and get all of the Sacred Tears and stuff as well, so. How many times have I completed this game? This is the 26th playthrough of the A to Z, so we've done 25 playthroughs so far. I've beaten it casually myself a couple of times and on stream with friends at least once. So I think we're closing in on 30. But obviously, beating the game is really just a matter of seeing the end credits. Like, in terms of like a completionist playthrough, beating all of the bosses and stuff, I've only done that like once or twice. Oh, yikes, we're like right at the entrance. Oh, we're getting attacked by rats. Did not come to Fort Height to get ratted. Ow. So many dudes. Surprisingly easy to dodge those mad pumpkin head guys. Get ready to kick this guy in the face. Hacha! We did it. Waiting for Thor and Mjolnir run. There are a few hammers we can do that with. From Fort Height, we're going to ride up through the Mistwoods, get the Wondrous Physic, listen to the howling of the wolf. Because we'll need Blythe to give us a Smithing Stone 2 for the Bloodhound's Fang, and we're going to fight Darriwil for it, so we might as well. Worth having the help, getting Carrion Filigree Talisman. Should do Walter White. What weapon do you think works for him? I assume he mostly uses a gun or something. I haven't seen Breaking Bad, so I wouldn't know. Also, I'm pretty sure he wears glasses, and that's the problem with these games, is that you can't really design a character who has glasses. The best you can do is an eye patch. Is there a door knocker? I don't believe there is. There are some very silly weapons in this game, but a door knocker is not one of them. A pizza? There's a pizza cutter. So maybe we could do that. I have seen the thing of him throwing the pizza onto the roof. Something icy / crystal. Oh, I guess there are crystal weapons, yeah. That's a good point. If we want to go the full crystal meth route. Ah, yes, the Elden Ring crystal meth route. Definitely meta. Okay, we got that set up. Let's go to Weeping Peninsula. I still have a Smithing Stone 1. I can get one from up the road here, though. Yeah, let's go this way first. It's not far. It's just up by the bridge, where the giants are pulling the cart. Crystal knife might work for that. Yeah. Yeah, we used the crystal knife on the first playthrough where we had the Academy Glintstone staff, I think. It's like it's in one of the tunnels, I'm pretty sure, but I wanted a support weapon for one of my staff playthroughs. Man, the map looks so small when you start out. Okay, we'll go down here to get the Morning Star. We've got everything else we need for the setup now. And we'll grab all of the Sacred Tears on the way. Get wrecked. Don't think we need to get this grace, but I'll grab it anyway. Why isn't there a weapon called an Evening Star? They didn't find one that was wearing a suit. It's all dressed up for dinner. Asia's glintstone staff might have worked, but we're past that. Yeah, I had a different character in mind for that one. Chilling perfume bottle might work too, which you'd get to before the crystal knife. Oh, yeah. I often forget that perfume bottles are a thing now. Okay, we'll get the grace here. We shouldn't need a memory stone for this one, since it's going to be primarily a strength weapon. We might invest in faith if we can afford to later, just to get the buffs and do some serious damage, but... yeah, from what I understand, one of the perfume bottles had a really broken Ash of War when the DLC first came out, but it got rebalanced, right? Didn't kill the squirrel that time, so, I don't know, maybe his aim is improving? Or maybe the objective is to kill the squirrel, and it's just getting worse. Rock sheep. It's going to be a good run. I feel like that's the new superstition for these runs, where it's if I manage to kill the rock sheep as we go past it, it's like in Groundhog Day. In that one town where they're like 6 more weeks of winter because the groundhog didn't see its shadow. It's like, if we manage to put the rock sheep out of its misery, it's going to be a good run. Went to the DLC blind, still haven't managed to kill the final DLC boss because IRL got in the way. Yeah. I can understand that. They have made the final boss of the DLC a lot, I won't say easier, but I suppose more balanced since the initial release of it. Punxsutawney? Yeah. That's the one. There's another movie I need to watch. I've never seen Groundhog Day. There's so many things where people are like, you haven't seen that? I'm like, yeah, I don't seek out new stuff all the time. I'm playing Elden Ring for the 26th time in a row. What makes you think I go after new stuff? He consistently gets the last 15% of health or so, but I'm out of practice now? Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. It's one of the things I think that keeps this game at least achievable for me. Is that doing it this regularly, I have a good amount of practice. At this point, I wonder what it would be like if I took a few months off and then came back to it, and I think that might be like muscle memory at that point. It'd be like riding a bike. I have nothing on Gem as far as not watching movies goes. Oh yeah, I bet. There's definitely some folks who are like, that's just not their principal form of entertainment. Okay, we're all set for the Grail fight then. Back to Third Church of Marika. I go back to rewatch stuff I liked. Yeah, I do that a lot. Right now I'm just living vicariously through other people by watching reaction channels. Haven't seen a ton of movies people make references to all the time. Yeah, I think sometimes people haven't seen those movies themselves and they'll still make references to them. Like, I do that with a good handful of movies. Netflix doesn't have all that much I care for. Yeah, I struggle to think of the last time I actually watched something on Netflix. I think we cancelled our subscription to it now. Weirdly, Netflix has been a place that I've watched a lot of like animated series, but not a ton of movies. Nap well, Ginger. See you soon. I'll be back on Thursday if you're around, but no worries if that's an off day for you. So I think we have both of the gold pickle foul feet this time. Play the same games and watch the same series over and over and never try something new. Well, time was, before subscription streaming services became a thing, it was pretty expensive to watch and play new stuff. I mean, video games you still have to pay for, but obviously you've got stuff like Xbox Game Pass, so you can really churn through games if you want to pay the subscription for it, if you feel like you'll get your money's worth out of it. But with movies, it's like that now. Where, like, if you want to, we'll put that on. I think actually we put that on there and we put this on there. Okay, that works. Yeah, time to try and bait the Knights Cavalry into jumping off here again. Yeah, like, it was once upon a time actually pretty difficult to watch a lot of new movies unless you went to the cinema all the time, because DVDs and whatnot were pretty expensive. Especially if you're somebody like me who really enjoys the special features on DVDs, so you wanted to get the one that had everything. That's something I really miss about the days of more prominent physical media. Oh, wrong one. Oh, we still got it anyway. I put blood grease on my sword, but I managed to trigger the foul foot just after, so that works. When Netflix was a DVD subscription service, yes. Your dad got Windows Media Center, which let us record anything that's on cable if we program the recording ahead of time. I mean, we used to do that with the VCR as well. Like, you could do it with TiVo and stuff. So, yeah, we would set the VCR to record, like, an Indiana Jones movie if it was on telly or whatever, but it's smart if it lets you skip ads too, though. That's fun. But yeah, there are some movies that are just like classics or cult classics that I really should get around to watching at some stage. But I just don't sit down and spend 2.5 hours in front of the TV that often. Most of the time I put something on TV if it's like, I don't know, we're eating dinner in the lounge. Used to live near a theatre that offered already run movies for $2. Wow, that's cool. I think we're going to put all of these points into Vigor, because these Beastmen hit pretty hard. But then everything we get from Greyol will put into Strength and Dex.
To determine if you have. It seems torrent, whereas there is, but I can take gathering.
We only need... Was it like 14 Dex for this weapon? But I think we need more than that to wield Bloodhound's Fang, so...
Shall let my hand share them with me. Your thoughts.
Oh, that's a lot of Vigor, though.
Your ambitions. The principles.
Maybe we'll go to 30. I think 1,000 HP seems like a good threshold. And then we'll put 17 into Dex, because I know that's a threshold for Bloodhound's Fang. And then we'll put 1 into Strength, and then we can start putting the rest into Strength after that. Right, now we need to unequip Longsword, equip Morningstar, fix Ashes of War so that it has Wild Strikes. We'll go heavy affinity for now. Doesn't really matter. And then we will two-hand this and kill Grail. Throwback to childhood days, we recorded the Dragon series and had literally each one so we could just watch the series when it wasn't on air anymore. Yeah. I think it's worth using a flask halfway through this. I think you get slightly more bleed build-up if you're doing this with FP and you're actually dealing damage. Bloodhound's Fang needs 18 strength and 17 dex. Yeah, I thought it was something like that. You can two-hand it pretty easily with the stats that I have, but yeah, 17 is the dex threshold. If we wanted to later, we could always spec out of some of that dex by going to Renala and respecking, but 17 versus 14 that you need for the Beastman's Cleaver doesn't really make much difference. We'll pop another foul foot in a second. There we go. And that's another 100,000 runes in the bag. Fortunately, I think Fang scales with both strength and dex, so if I put a ton into strength right here, it's not going to be too bad. Okay, let's go see Kale, get some more arrows, get the gesture. Do Fort Faroth for the Dectus Medallion and Radagon's Saw Seal.
Wait, well, you're
Thank you, my man. I will have 325 arrows.
I suppose. Next time you don't try just that.
Okay, that's that. Back to Fort Faroth. We'll probably grab some smithing stones while we're here. Do I watch anime? It depends, really. Like, I don't watch every anime that comes out. I don't have, like, a Crunchyroll subscription or anything. I don't steer away from anime. Like, some people just don't like watching animated stuff. Or have issues with anime specifically. I'm definitely open to watching it, but I don't watch, like, a ton of stuff. Just been farming and prepping to get the weapon? Yeah, that's all we've been doing so far. Okay, we have Dectus Medallion right. Pretty soon we have Saw Seal. There's also a really big rune here, which is nice to have. Because Dragon Barrow... Oop, good thing I have all of that Vigor now, because the rats deal basically the entire length of my previous health bar. There's still new Dragon Ball? There is. They occasionally do, like, abridged remakes of that series as well, so yeah, I think there's some stuff like that out there. Because Dragon Ball Z Kai was a thing, which I think was the remake. Obviously, they did that with Sailor Moon recently, too. Yeah, if people like it, they're going to keep making it. And I think also the creator passed away recently, didn't he? Or am I thinking of somebody else? I know somebody else big in the anime world. If not him. I heard Sailor Moon. We watched... I can't remember how far through Sailor Moon we got. We watched the first 2 series. And then I think we got as far as... an episode somewhere in the middle of Sailor Moon. Is it Sailor Moon Super at that point? Yeah, from here let's go to Roundtable Hold, then we'll come back and see Blythe. I watched Sailor Moon in years. It's a good show. Like, as far as like a Monster of the Week kind of format, it's pretty fun. Akira Toriyama. Yes, 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 yes. The name rings a bell. Okay, not much we need to do here. Might just mash my way through Gideon's dialogue just in case we need to do Nefeli's quest later.
The house can remember you. There's...
And we don't need to worry about anything else in Dragon Barrow since we're not upgrading a somber weapon past +4 probably. Let's go see Husbando. I might get the Axe Talisman from here as well, because I imagine charged attacks with this thing are going to be pretty good. Not sure if we will get the weapon today, because it does involve a bit of farming, and the farm seems a little, I don't know, time-consuming. It's like, wait, where am I? Don't try and wake up the bear. Well, we did it anyway. I don't know how close you have to be to get Blythe down from the tower. Probably not in the cellar, though. I don't know where the bear ended up. Oh, hello. He's there. So it does work. You just don't hear him jump down. That's hilarious. Probably the only guy that drinks water in stream and not soda? Nah, I'm definitely not. Considering how much everyone's like, stay hydrated. I mostly drink tea as well, but in this case I'm out of tea. I came here to kick butt and drink tea, and I'm all out of tea. Ooh. $1. Yeah, there's a lot of streamers drink water. The whole, like, staying hydrated thing has been almost a buzzword the last few years. Okay, let's square off.
Darriwil. Rotting in a cell is no true justice. No.
Well, that didn't work super well, did it?
Ends for you.
Love that. Love that for us. Although, didn't get a critical for some reason. Nice. Get him, Blythe. Oh. Right. That's that done. We're at +2 on Bloodhound's Fang now. Which we might as well actually equip. Yeah, it scales better with Dex, but
How to work for it. Don't say I'm not.
Tell me about EG. Good.
He'll be sure.
Great. Okay, to Leonia. People get mad if streamers don't have a hydrate redeem. I know, I removed mine ages ago. It's one of the default ones that Twitch sets up for you, and I'm like too grumpy about it. I'm like, don't tell me what to do. Like, I think it's good when people twist it, you know what I mean? Like, reframe it to be like, hey, it's a reminder for everybody, not just for me, so people in chat, remember to do this, take care of yourself, that kind of thing. But, like, I would just find it very annoying when people use their channel points on it, and then I don't take a sip of water or whatever, and they're like, excuse me, streamer, I redeemed hydrate, and I'm like, I'm not a puppet, you know? I'm not a dancing monkey. Let me live my life. Yeah, if I'm not thirsty, I bring a glass of water and a cup of tea to basically every stream. So, you can be pretty sure that I'm good, you know? That's why I think long cooldowns on those are good, so that people who will spam that to mess with you, yeah, there's obviously problems with that as well. Like, you don't want to end up with, like, water intoxication. That's nasty. Hop. Parkour. Hi, Topes. So now we have that. I guess we could probably put the Dex Knot Talisman on as well. Or Crystal Tear, rather. Just so we can have a little bit more juice for the Bloodhound's Fang if we need it against these Beastmen. I'm kind of psyching myself out a little bit about the Beastmen, I think. I just want to make sure I can deal with them, you know? Because this is where you normally go to get the Pearl Drake Talisman, I think? And there's just one talisman. I drink a ton of water, I just end up peeing a lot. Everyone requires a different amount. Yeah, totally. Like, you know your own body better than anybody, that's the point. I just don't want people to be obnoxious. It's my main thing, is I want people to be chill. Okay, dodge all the Wraith Callers. Grab this. And we're over to Academy. We could honestly skip Stormveil entirely were it not for the fact there's a couple of really useful talismans there. Like, maybe we'll put Radagon's Saw Seal on for the moment. But, like I said, I'm a little worried about how much damage the Beastmen can do. But yeah, I think Claw Talisman is often too good to pass up. I do jump attacks pretty often. We'll hop down from here. Oh god, the Rune Bear saw me. Obviously, Vare won't be there yet. But I'm just going to go over here and get the Grace for these ruins. That way we can come back here very easily later. And then We'll get the grace that takes us to EG so we can upgrade the Fang. And then we'll go to 4 Belfries. I'm basically a houseplant. Dude, same. If I could oxygenate the room, I would. $1. Gradient cons have got me hooked on that. $1. So on the other side of this, we should have, there it is, teleport to gazebo number 2. How long do these beat the game with X weapon ordinarily take? These days, we're down to about, like, 6-7 hours. The last one was 5 hours 50, which is, I think, yeah, pretty standard. Fastest I've done is, like, 5 hours 15. The first one was a lot longer, and sometimes when we set optional objectives, they can be a little bit longer. Like I did a DLC playthrough with Zloy XP. We got all the sorceries in the game and finished the DLC as well. And I think that playthrough came out at like 30-something hours. Which I think was probably still half the length of our original playthrough together, so... And the randomizer took a bit longer as well, because there were obviously some objectives in there that were a little difficult.
Well,
Battle Axe, we did all bosses, so that was
I am an old soul, perhaps.
slightly different too. What do we need for this? Okay, 10k. I'm sure I have that. Just crush all of this, basically. I want to get more houseplants in this room, to be honest. There we go. We're at +4. I think that should be good enough. We do have a shield in case I want to guard counter or something. But that should be fine. We'll go and get the Academy Glintstone key on the way. How long did it take you to beat the game generally? The first time I did a playthrough, it took me 130 hours, but that's because I was bad at the game. And I did as much as I possibly could, except for Moog, because I genuinely thought, like, forming a covenant with Vare was a bad idea, even though covenants aren't really a thing in this game. And my wife a bunch of small shelves to put potted plants on in the background. She works remotely on Zoom a lot. Yeah, that's cool. I was thinking about changing out the light panels behind me to the new Nanoleaf product that has a bunch of squares that are lit slightly differently and also has built-in shelves and stuff. I think it'd be kind of fun to have a display like that in the background that still does stuff but also illuminates a bunch of plants and other bits and pieces. Because I want to change out the shelving unit behind me for maybe like a two-seater that we've got downstairs. We might put up there. Your first was like 170 hours. You did pretty much everything as well. Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I didn't do was Mogwin Palace. I never found the teleporter that took you there. But I went and fought Melania and, you know, did as much of the optional side stuff as I could. Picked up probably half the weapons in the game, realistically, but, I mean, it felt like a 100% run at the time. I just wanted to see everything and do everything, and I was sad when it was over, but then obviously started another playthrough almost immediately, and have since then become quite the devotee. We passed 900 hours on the last stream, so I've now played this for over 900 hours on Steam so far. How are you roaring? You've got no head. Think it through. Oh wait, you've got no brain either. And then there's this guy, who will also roar despite having no head. It's his stomach. His stomach is doing the roaring for him, yes. To be fair, so is mine right now. I'm kind of hungry. Now this time I have to remember which one the Farum Azula warp is and not go to the Grafted Scion fight by accident, because I've only got one key and I don't want to go to Rey Lucaria to get the second one. What's my fastest speedrun in Minecraft? I don't speedrun in Minecraft. I play a bit of Minecraft Bingo every so often. My fastest time in that is like 31 minutes, but I don't tend to speedrun games in the sense that other people think of them as speedruns. Yeah, that's right. You back off. Is it this one? No, it's not that one. It's the third one. It's the one that this guy's in front of, unfortunately. Yeah, you better moonwalk down that hill, man. Keep on stepping. No vocal cords must scream? Yes. Okay, so we've got about half an hour to try and farm this weapon. Welcome to the preview of Crumbling Farum Azula. It's pretty cool, right? I now actually sort of know where everything is in this. So I'm like, oh yeah, Alexander will eventually be standing there when we find him, and that's the big area where Maliketh is, and that on the opposite side of the giant tornado is where you spawn in, and yeah, all of that. Crumbling beast graves. Anyway, roll on down here. Roll to this. And these beastmen back here are the ones who have the cleaver. I think that one just has like the sickles that he throws at you. But basically, that guy is the one we need to be able to defeat. Which is going to be rough, because these guys do hit really hard at this point in the game. And he has a ranged support with him, so tricky. I could maybe reduce the damage they're doing to me by not having Radagon's Source Seal equipped, so maybe we'll swap that for the Axe Talisman, although I will deal less damage, which at this stage in the game could be kind of crucial. We'll see. I had no runes to lose, really, so... We're already in Farum Azula? Not quite. We're in Farum Azula via this this warp, which is actually how people on the speedruns wrong warp to basically the end of the game. First time I got there, I couldn't actually beat... couldn't beat them and had to return later, yes. Yeah, no, I've definitely... run into that issue. In fact, we are a heavy load right now, so I'm probably going to unequip the shield, ridiculous though that sounds, considering that they are cleaning my clock a little bit here. Cleaning your what? I said clock. Calm down. But yeah, mostly just so I can... 3k is not nothing, but it's... Okay, stamina also a problem. Just realised. Unfortunately, the Farum Azula Beastman boss, who does have one of these swords, only has a guaranteed drop of another talisman, so... Okay, he didn't drop it, so we are none the wiser. Although I will have to grab this just because we might as well. That gets you non-physical damage negation, which is useless against this lot. But now we basically have to get used to warping back to 4 belfries each time and going again. atmosphere with that tornado is so cool. It's a very, very cool spot. Yeah, I agree. At least we can kind of take a beeline down here if we... Getting the range guy first seems to be the move. Yeah, like it's... He is less tanky than the other guy, and it's annoying to just have chip damage happening to you in the background. So, definitely the move. I think you can also get a couple of good ranged weapons that will take him out at a distance, but... Okay, we're heavy if we wear that. Yeah, I think we're probably as set up as we're going to be. I might also put this on the quick select just in case, because we can two-hand, that'll get some more damage. But yeah, I need to... Okay, we can kill that guy basically before the other guy gets to attack us. The main danger here is falling off. The thing about the Silver Foulfoot is that we don't get to keep the buff if we warp back home. And we basically have to warp back home because there's no way of resetting this area otherwise. We also do have to kill that guy, which I didn't that time, so... Almost fell to my death. Yes, I'm now finishing this game on behalf of everyone who says they haven't been able to finish it. You can also see from the amount of bloodstains here how many other people have had issues with this fight. Oh, the other thing is my attacks have to hit. Prefer if that happened. Ow. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that blood probably also does damage to these guys. So we might as well use blood grease. Although it's kind of useless on this guy now. I'm going to hide behind this pillar, pop a foot. And not get anything for it. But yeah, now if we warp back to... for belfries, that buff resets. Yeah, we don't have the foot bonus anymore. So there's really no point in having those except as like a Hail Mary, because chances are they don't help. Finishing the game vicariously through these streams, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think at this point we're just gonna not use the silver feet because it's a long reset and no guarantee of actually getting the items. So, all right, that guy's dead. Other thing about these Beastman enemies is they're pretty interruptible. So basically, anytime it looks like they're about to hit, we can score a couple of hefty ones on them. And we'll farm runes this way, I guess, but effect stays if you rest at the Site of Grace, goes away if you teleport. Yeah. And there's no Site of Grace there, so we're basically just going to be doing this. This is possibly even more of a grind than the Battle Hammer from the Duelists was. But in this case, we're only planning on getting one of them, so. And we're going to be using this weapon for a while. At least we'll be able to fight every boss in the game with it if... Well, I mean, every boss we intend to fight, which is just the critical path, really. But then we're going to be using it to farm the Beastman's curved sword once we actually get to Farum Azula. Because otherwise we would have to get to the end of the game anyway. And this is the problem, is that we occasionally Bloodhounds fang our way off the side of the island. But hey, that's a quick reset. I think that might be... Actually, it's probably not better than teleporting because I need to pick up my runes every time. I just wish this had a stake of Marika or something. Something that would make it easier to reset the area. Because our only other recourse is to use a character that we've already used that would have picked up this sword, and I know a couple of them have. Oh no, intercepted! Wrecked, dude. They got me that time. We'll give it another, 20 minutes. Presume this is a chance drop? Yeah, this is not a guarantee. You can get it later because there's a lot more enemies around. But it's so late in the game that we don't really have like 4 or 5 bosses that we could fight with it, so... So we grind for it now. Unfortunately, the other guy on this island does not have one, so it's really just this guy we can get it from. I was going to say, that must be a stagger, surely. And we actually don't want him to go off the edge of the cliff here, because if he actually drops something, we would not be able to retrieve it. But he did not drop anything, so back to the warp. Since you've not played Elden Ring, what's the resetting part right now all about? We are trying to get hold of a specific weapon that enemy will drop, and enemies respawn when you rest at a Site of Grace or when you teleport to another area and return. They do not respawn if you've been to that area and, like, not died or teleported away or anything like that. Unfortunately, like, there's no way we can regenerate the enemies any faster than this. And the only other way of getting this weapon would be play through until the end of the game with a different weapon. I kind of want to see if I can get it now so I can fight a lot of bosses with it. Okay, that hit me and not him. Nice, I'll take the stagger. Sounds like a grind, though. Oh, it's a grind, yeah, for sure. Kind of fun, though. Getting very good at fighting specifically these two guys. The problem, Tyrant, with the Silver Pickled Foot is that you can only use it once, because when you teleport away... I actually have them on my quick select, you'll notice. When you teleport away, then you lose the buff. So, sitting at a Site of Grace doesn't remove it, but teleporting away does. And the only other way we can increase item discovery is by leveling up my Arcane stat, or getting the Silver Scarab Talisman, which once again is really far away in the game. Like, it's after the boss on Altus Plateau. Like, it's in the path to the Halig Tree, so we have to complete, like, a lot of side content as well. Hey, we knocked him off the island that time. Didn't know about the teleport thing? Yeah, it's an irritation. It's a little bit frustrating. Then again, we're getting decent at fighting that guy, so hopefully this shouldn't be too long and I can maybe level a little bit. Yeah, I might pop the other foot just because, you know, may as well, but I don't think it's going to get me anywhere. Let's put one into Vigor and one into Endurance, because this weapon's going to be heavy once we acquire it, so we will probably need some Endurance anyway. My Arcane is at 7. Yeah, but that's only making it like 107% discovery instead of 100% discovery, so. Enemy's head goes back when you hit them like you just landed an uppercut. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the animations in this game are really solid. Alright, drop down here. Jumping heavy. Probably going to get killed now. This guy's putting a lot of pressure on. Yikes. Nice. Okay, good. Got no heals left, but I've got one of these. Oh, we just about made it out of that one. These guys seem like a pain. They are a pain. At this point, they're basically we're warping into an end game area, and they're not really scaled to be easy at this level. Like, they're scaled the way they are in the end game area. It's just that there's 2 of them instead of like a room full. Looking forward to the Noble Estoc, rarest weapon in the game. I think that might be one that we farm with the full setup. But obviously that requires us getting to like the weapons that begin with N, which are a long way off. Mostly trying to get myself away from the edge of the island there. Yep, got killed. In fact, that you need to get 2, yeah. Might be playing something else by then? Yeah, maybe. It's raining in Wales now. Not too much longer of this purgatory before I make it an off-stream thing. And I will do this off-stream because it'll be nice to come back with the weapon next time and just start killing stuff instead of having the terror of knowing what this world is about. Being under pressure. Well, farming the weapon would require me to actually kill this guy. Pardon me while I kill this guy. Feel like the grind part for a Minecraft player is familiar. I mean, a lot of games require stuff like that. Considering that people will do something similar in Dark Souls just to get experience. Really interesting to me that Dark Souls 2, now that I've played that a little bit more, I've noticed that once you beat enemies enough times, once you, like, die and respawn enough times, some of the enemies don't respawn. Like, you can actually kill an enemy permanently, more or less. Like the basic enemies as well, which, if you're struggling with an area, makes it difficult, but also makes it kind of impossible to farm souls. I wonder how intentional it was. That it was like a stop farming and just play the game kind of thing. This time it's personal. After 10 times unless you're in the Covenant of Champions. Oh, is that what it does? Okay. Please. No. I forgot they have other drops. Baited. Got too annoyed at that game and gave up. The only one I haven't beaten. Yeah, I've bounced off it a couple of times and I keep coming back to it. And part of the reason I keep coming back to it is this week, Elden Ring Night Rain is starting its beta, like network test. And I want to play the other Dark Souls games because obviously a bunch of people got really excited about a boss from Dark Souls 3 being in Night Rain. And so I want to be in the loop. Like, I want to understand what some of the references that it's making are, if it's making more references. Sorry for potential spoilers. Oh no, it's fine. I'm not worried about that stuff with Dark Souls. He hit me and I'm at Squelch. That didn't feel great. Ow. Okay, do we get weapon this time? We do not. After a certain point in Dark Souls 2, it just becomes easy? Okay, fun. I'm getting there with mine. I am doing a dual wield Cestus build, so I feel like the problem is I'm kind of challenging myself to do it with a weapon that has very little range. Once you're in the mid game, it becomes easier. Okay, that's good to know. And yeah, I'm not trying to do like a challenge run as such with Dark Souls 2, but I'm sticking to this build because I enjoy it. Ended up with a stone shield, which is just ridiculously stable. Yeah, I think honestly I'd be better off if I did like a normal kind of sword and board playstyle for my first playthrough, because then I could like survive longer, like actually block enemies. Oh, we got baited. I'm still alive. But then once I know the game better, I know where stuff is for a specific like build type or whatever, I can maybe come back to it that way, but I think at this point I'm in too deep. The sunk cost at this stage. But like every boss that I've fought has been easy, and the difficulty is just knowing where to go to get to them, because when you're exploring you just get swarmed by stuff, and the Cestus doesn't have a great deal of crowd control options. You're basically reduced to attacking one enemy at a time instead of, like, you know, you sweep with a sword, you can maybe hit more than one thing. Elden Ring changed the dynamics with their skill criteria. Dark Souls all about shield and sword. That's the thing. With Dark Souls 1, I started off with the warrior, or whatever the equivalent of the warrior is, like wanderer class, and got pretty far with just dual scimitars. And then eventually I switched to Life Hunt Scythe once I found a solution to the ridiculous like bleed build-up that you get on yourself for using that weapon. Now you've done Elden Ring with the Cestus, you might do better in Dark Souls 2. I mean, the Cestus in Elden Ring is still much more powerful, I think, because you have jump attacks and stuff. You can do a lot of poise damage. Oh, what's up, Van? Hope the DMV was at least tolerable. We finished with the Beastclaw Greathammer earlier on this stream, and now we're trying to farm the Beastman's Cleaver for the next playthrough. Never change weapons, but in Elden Ring there's so many fun weapons, hence why I'm doing this. I think I just lost my runes, by the way. I'm pretty sure I didn't collect them that time. Maybe I did. Could use the bow first. I don't think I have a bow right now. I mean, I could go and buy one, obviously, but like... I could also... Oh, no, I do have runes. Nice. I could also, like, get incantations or whatever, you know? I think that's the way I did this beforehand, was like I cheesed them with lightning bolts from up there on the rock, and then... Okay, we'll do one more and then we'll call it for the stream, because we're getting at 3 hours now. Am I going to get DLC weapons as well? Yeah, that's the idea. We've already done a bunch of them. Beastclaw was the last one, but Black Steel Greathammer is coming up next. Oh, somebody asked earlier, I forget who it was, somebody asked what the next colossal weapon that's coming up. It's actually the Bloodfiend's arm. It's actually the chicken wing, which is going to be very fun. It's actually really easy to get that weapon too. Like, it's right at the beginning of the gravesite plane. So we can obtain that quite quickly and go straight back to the base game to finish the game with it. So that's going to be a very fast playthrough, I think. And stagger. Oh, maybe not. There it is. Well, we don't get it today, but we will return. And Mike D will have his cleaver. For now, folks, we're going to return to Four Belfries, and that's where we'll wrap up the stream. Thanks for joining me. I know there's been no Minecraft today, so it's been a little bit different to the usual routine, but I need to get a solid night's sleep, work on some video stuff tomorrow, and then I'll be back with you folks on Thursday for the usual double bill. In the meantime, let's see who we can raid here on Twitch. Bunch of folks out here streaming. If you want to watch a little bit more Elden Ring, I'll send you folks over to KG Hearts and Wine as long as he's still... I mean, he's on like 5.5 hours of stream. But let's raid into him anyway so you guys can see what he gets up to. Because he's on another level playing this game. He's on like Rune level 1, New Game Plus 290, attempting deathless runs. And he's a good fella. So go say hi from me. You can use your Pixel Hype emotes in the hashtag PixelRaid. He raided into me earlier, so we're kind of returning the favor. And yeah, go and see him on... He's on 2 deaths. He's got 10 bosses left. And his PB is only having taken 10 hits. He's only taken 9 so far. So as long as he does the next 10 bosses perfectly, he'll be on a new record. All right. I'll see you folks again on Thursday. Have a good one. Until then, take care. Bye for now.